Learn to embrace rejection or you will forever suffer the consequences. What do I mean by this? Rejection is inevitable, just like acceptance. You're bound to get accepted into something. I mean, you're a person at the end of the day, so you're gonna get accepted somewhere. You're gonna get accepted somewhere in some group. So acceptance always happens. Now, do you agree that if acceptance always happens, then rejection is the polar opposite? If rejection is the polar opposite and evil is the polar opposite to good, good always happens, right? Evil always happens. So rejection will always happen, no matter how much you try to run from it. See, I find it funny, like nowadays, girls, they can't really reject guys as easily anymore because guys will get in their feelings, which is completely and utterly stupid. Why do you get in your feelings because you get rejected? That person wasn't yours to begin with. You see something you like and you think that you need it, but a lot of the times what you think you need, you don't even need. Something just looks good from the outside and you think, oh, I must have it. Crazy. You know what's in it? You know what kind of chemicals they put in it? You know what I'm saying? You know what's in this cup right now? You don't. My God, but it's good. So rejection is a part of life. And I believe that actually when rejection happens, it's a sign for you to actually move away from that thing. It's a sign. And it's usually created in this negative notion. A negative notion that says, oh, if I get rejected, it's a bad thing. If I, propose to my wife in front of, not wife, guess she's not your wife yet because she hasn't said yes. But if I propose to my girl in front of millions of people and she says no, that could be a very bad time for me. But I want to propose an idea. I actually want to propose an idea because I don't think fear of rejection is real. I think it's really fear of embarrassment of rejection. Let me explain. If I were to propose to my said girl, not saying I have one, but if I were to propose to my said girl in front of millions of people versus propose to her in a setting where it's just us two, which one would technically hurt more? I want to hear some engagement in the chat. A for the first option, B for the second one. Personally, I think most people will go with A because a lot of the times it's from what people are seeing. It's from the outside looking in. You think other people are actually worried about you. Let me tell you what happens. Strange thing happens when you get rejected. I'll have you know this right now. Strange thing happens. You are forgotten. Straight up. You're just forgotten. You don't matter. Really. That's just the brutal truth. I have to be completely, utterly honest with you. If you were to go up to a girl and ask her for a number and she rejects you, I guarantee you the next 20 minutes she has forgotten who you are. And whoever witnessed it probably already forgotten too. Why? Because they just genuinely don't care. People don't care. Right now that you're sitting in your couch or your bed, wherever you're sitting, in your chair, I'm gonna guess every single spot that every single person watching right now, you're in the front yard. All right, we're gonna stop this. We're not gonna keep going. Right now that you, whatever it is that you're doing, that's what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about somebody at work, unless they pissed you off, unless they did something to you. You're not thinking about maybe the person that you saw at McDonald's that took your order and gave you your food. You're not thinking about the Target worker that you saw when you went to Target. You're not thinking about the Walmart employees that you saw. You're not thinking about the people you walked past on the fucking road today. There's just too many things going on for people to be actually worried and fixated on the fact that you got rejected or you just didn't get into something. Even if you get rejected from a school that you're trying to go to, or if you get rejected from, whatever it is, you can get rejected from a number of things. At the end of the day, when you get rejected, just know you're forgotten, bro. And I'm not saying this to say this in a bad way. It's to say that you should forget that too. Forget that instance and move on. Either try again or move on to the next thing. There's no point to sit there and reminisce over something that's already happened, like rejection. You just have to give a non-caring attitude. A lot of the times why females like the bad boy, they say the nice guys finish last, right? A lot of the times because, it's not that bad boys don't actually repulse them, right? Because a lot of them be questionable. It's like, what are you doing with your life? But it's not because they're repulsed of them. It's because that person, that guy has the ability to just not care. He does what he has to do regardless of what people think of him. Even if he gets rejected, even if he gets accepted, he still continues going on. And that's what creates the attraction. So it's not nice guys finish last. It's just that a nice guy is willing to, change up his plans and move things around for other people or move things around for, her specifically. If you got things to do, you got things to do and you got to stick to that. Is that not a fact? People don't really understand the fact that everybody gets rejected. Everybody fails. There's not a single person on this planet walking this earth right now that hasn't failed. Even a baby has failed. You failed to walk. Come on, do better. Everybody has failed to a certain degree, even the best of the best. So when people look at, certain situations and you give up after the first time, it's almost like, what's going on? You think failure is not a part of life? Do you think losing is not a part of life? Do you think the nighttime is not a part of life? Do you think it's always daylight? It's not. It's just not. Like I said, rejection is actually far more attractive than acceptance. Because a lot of the times when you're accepted, you are going with the flow. You're going with what is already. You're already blending into your environment. So when you're accepted, you're just doing what everyone wants you to do. The idea of rejection comes from doing something out of the ordinary, stepping out of that boundary of acceptance and saying, I'm gonna do this regardless. That's what rejection comes from. You are rejected out of a society. You're rejected out of a group, a specific group. You're not rejected out of the world. When you're rejected, what? You fall out the planet? Nah. You're just removed from an ideology. That's all. And who's to say that's a bad thing? If honestly you aren't getting rejected, you aren't trying hard enough. And I'll say this, like even the best looking of guys has to go out there and get rejected multiple times, whether it's getting females, whether it's getting job opportunities. Because as a man, it doesn't really matter your looks. It doesn't really matter your looks as a man. As long as you're presentable, that's all. Now, certain looks may get you in the door other than others, but that's not the point. Now remember, nothing good comes with ease. Nothing good comes instantly. Everything, instant gratification or anything that comes easy usually does all bad by itself in the longevity of things. Eventually, you will see the repercussions from them instant gratifications. You have to understand that. So if you're rejected, that's fine. Get back and try again. Do it again. Do it again and do it again. Because guess what? At the end of the day, the person that keeps doing it again and again and again and again will never fail. No, they're never fail. They have not failed. They're failing, but they have not failed. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be failing than fail, because if you're failing, you can still come back and win. If you fail, the task is over. The game is done. And you only fail when you quit. Let's just keep it a buck. This is not some kind of like ideology. Oh no, you fail when you quit. No, literally, if you keep doing something, even if you're bad at it, if you keep doing something, you're just bound to get good. You're just bound to at some point you're going to know all the errors to where you can maneuver to get all the right results. That's just the way it works if you keep going. But then if you stop at one point, the car breaks down and you don't try to fix it, you're gonna be stuck in that location forever. If nobody else comes, if a helicopter doesn't snatch you up and pick you up out of the wilderness before you get destroyed by a wolf or a bear or something like that, or the gorilla thing, then you're done. You're stuck in that location. But you have to keep moving. You cannot stop. I know you can. You know you can. I don't know why we acting like you can't do it. Obviously can do it. I understand the importance of looking good. Everybody wants to look good. Everybody wants to be in that light all the time. But understand this, everything that looks good had a darkness. Everyone that looks like they're doing good right now, they had a darkness. They had, at one point, they thought of giving up. At one point, they thought of quitting. At one point, it was too much for them. You're just in that phase right now. You just got to get through it. So stop being complacent. I tell you this every time. I don't like that complacent stuff, so you better stop. Stop being complacent. Let's get better. I appreciate you guys for watching. Better come back. Real shit. Let's get out there, embrace rejection, and I'll see you guys next time.